This is the Hog Central Podcast, sponsored by Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. And now, here's your host, Steve Sullivan.
Welcome to the Hog Central Podcast. It's a pleasure to have the former captain along with us, David Basil, Little Rock Touchdown Club, the Cliff Harris Award. I could go on and on, the Burroughs Award. And today, Touchdown Club, you had Mack Brown, the great Mack Brown.
Hall of Famer, national championship with Texas, two-time head coach at North Carolina.
Is he interested in coaching again?
Yeah, he is. He is. He wants to coach again. He's 74.
Wow.
And, and we talked about the Arkansas-Texas games. You know, we beat him twice, 2-2. 2-2 against him. But he's so sharp, very, very bright. And usually when you get that level, you are.
Someone said today, well, here we go again with the Hogs. And I say...
In what way? Speaking of, about...
Just this season. You know?
What do you mean? Here we go again. We've been doing it for 8 weeks.
Yeah, and I think this is something different, though. I don't think we've been through something like this.
No,
you can go back 40, 50 years.
It's bizarre.
Then you can go 7 games decided by 10 points or less. No. And in all those games, it's a clear path to victory in the fourth quarter. And you continue to lose those games.
Never seen anything like it. You're right. Completely different than the last 2-10 of Chad Morris, where you had no chance.
That's right.
You just got dominated. You just got embarrassed. This team just doesn't know how to win a game.
Hey, and like it or not, when you're losing a lot of these close games, it falls on two people who get, as Coach Petrino says, too much credit and too much blame. It's the quarterback and the head coach. You already got rid of the head coach. Let's talk about the quarterback, Taylor Green. He did not have his best game throwing the ball. And I think he's had probably a better year than last year in some respects, but he's still making those mistakes. He's thrown into traffic, which he did, and made a bad decision on the goal line throwing the ball. But how about this? You're in the second quarter, jump out to a 14-0 lead. It's 14-10. He throws into the triple coverage. When he passed up, according to Coach, the first option, the tight end Platt was open underneath. What about just a quarterback change for a series? Just to send a message. I'm a big believer in you get what you tolerate. And I know it's late in his career.
Yeah. Well, I'll go back and say this, though, Sully. I mean, I hadn't had a chance to go back and look at the numbers. We sort of abandoned the run there for a while, too, did we not?
Yeah, that was a first down play, too.
Yeah. It's like, we were having some success running.
Yeah.
We were punching them in the mouth. And so it's like, well, I got to come out and throw the ball. Of course, we fumbled, too, right on the first series down there about the 25.
And that play... Coach said today that
the busted handoff.
Washington thought it was a handoff when it was a pitch.
Yeah.
So that was his problem. But going back to Taylor, I know he's getting paid $1 million, and Frank Fletcher is heavily invested in Taylor Green, and he's the guy. But when you continue to make mistakes that you made early in your career on the back end in a critical time, I think for one series, it might help just to sit him down and say you can't. Well, can't make those plays.
But Sully, he has the best view of both quarterbacks. So if he felt that it was there, listen. The backup is it's KJ Jackson. We've always said we really like him, but I guess he feels like he's not better than this guy. That he feels like this guy gives him the best chance to win.
Yeah, and then you look at the
most turnovers. By the way, I think we're the number 1 team in the nation in turnovers this year.
Yeah, they're last in the conference in turnover margin, and that's partly on your defense. You've gotten 2 turnovers in conference play.
Good point.
Yeah,
good point.
And you look at the one at halftime, and you talk about maybe this is getting to Coach. I mean, it was a 50-50 call. I couldn't get a good look on the TV copy.
I heard it either.
But he was out of his mind at halftime. and maybe that went back to the week before, the previous game against Mississippi State.
Have we got to confirm that it was the same crew?
It was not the same crew.
But I would have really been surprised about that.
Yeah, but he was out of his mind. And then he went from them to the Arkansas radio, and he told Tara Talmadge, speak up. he went from one to another.
Oh, my gosh. But, Sully, here's the deal. We came out that game, and I felt this. I said this on the buzz. I don't think LSU had much to play for. You come out, you punch them in the mouth.
Yeah.
And so just keep going. Keep going. Finish it. Pull
you mentioned something to me, though. They can't handle success. You almost said back in your mind thinking they're not going to go to halftime with the lead.
Yeah, they go down there. You're right there. Put it up 21-7.
Yeah.
You throw an interception in just like that's how you either win or lose games. Our players aren't finding ways to win. I threw this out there, Sully. This is just a thought. I like these guys; they're good guys. But the transfer portal, you get guys that we are getting guys that are second, third teams in other schools.
Yeah,
or they're from small schools and they're
yeah, or they're 6-year seniors.
Texas,
that haven't really
that's
done
right.
anything.
Texas Tech. And George and all they get, whoever they get. I just wonder if we're getting the right mentality of players. I think mentally.
Yeah, look at that last drive or a couple of
drives.
92
yards.
LSU when they go
92 yards.
When they go 2nd and 16.
Yeah.
And they're in man-to-man coverage, but you would think if you're in man-to-man coverage, there'd be some lane integrity for your rush that you don't go wide. And our defensive ends went way wide.
Yeah, you could have run and not been touched on that.
Yeah, and that was a kid who wasn't really throwing the ball well. He'd make a throw here and there, but you gave him an out on 2nd and 16. And then the 2 3rd and 2 plays, I watched those over and over. Harold Landry on a short yardage play for us was like he was shot out of a cannon. Got in the backfield and bang. We had, I think it was number 4, Jordan Young, on a 3rd and 2, unblocked at the line of scrimmage, and he hesitated. And it was obvious it was going up the middle. And then when he made his move, he got juked in the hole. I mean, and then the next one on the same drive, 3rd and 2, 16, Mitchell, he was on the line of scrimmage. He just buried himself into the line. I don't know what he was trying to do. I mean, it was just like
I'm telling you, Sully, some guys have the ability, football IQ, and then make the play. There's in your middle makeup, here we go. I'm locked in, and I'm getting ready to make the play. And then there's some, it's just sort of, it's halfway, and I'm going to go the wrong one. No, make the play. Boom. An intensity and a focus, and I'm going to make the play, and you get it done. And we don't do that hardly at all. We don't make the play. We don't make the catch. We don't make the field goal. We don't make the tackle.
But how do you play your worst on the most important series when all throughout the game they have not run the ball?
I know.
They have not run the ball consistently.
I remember thinking this, 92 yards. They got to go 92 yards to win this game. You know what they do? Third and 16, 20-yard pass.
Yeah.
Somebody make the play. And for what? Again, they're good guys, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You got to have playmakers. You got to find people to make the plays.
If you're Bobby Petrino and you're down by 1 and there's 4 or 5 minutes to go, and it's 4th and 4 on their 30-yard line, and all throughout the game you've been going for those 4th downs. Even if you kick the field goal, do you have confidence your defense is going to stop them? I don't understand why they didn't roll the dice there and make them score a touchdown.
You could have. I think maybe because
that was a 48-yard field goal too.
46.
46. Yeah. Hey, 2 yards.
Should have made it.
It's a long kick, though.
Should have made it.
Yeah.
46.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but it's Arkansas. Do you want to that gives you a 2-point lead. Do you have confidence that defense is going to stop them?
But was it 4th and what was it? 4th and 4?
4th and 3 or 4. I think.
I mean, you could have gone either way. I think if you kick it and win the game, but you're right. We have to stop them. I don't know. Before that, catch that ball out of bounds and you keep going. Remember?
Yeah.
He did not catch it.
It was hard to say. It was one of those.
Of course, we didn't catch it.
One of those replays that didn't go our way.
Of course, it didn't. And then, of course, then they come back and we got to stop them one time. And
they get first down after first down. And they hadn't run the ball consistently all game. And we were there. We had guys unblocked, and they just didn't make the plays.
Yeah, there's just a level of intensity about it. Again, the same thing. Remember, Mississippi State had to go 80 yards.
Yeah.
Defense makes one play. I'm looking in the huddle when I was a captain. Who's going to make the play? Who's making the play? Let's go. Somebody make the play here. Somebody make the play. Somebody step up. Do within your structure what you're supposed to do. We're counting on somebody to be the playmaker here in this play.
I'd rather my defender go 90 miles an hour quickly than stop, think, and go. I mean, on that, I look at Jordan Young in that hole, wide open, a straight shot at the back, and it's not an option; it's a hand to the back. And if he could be there as they hand off, but he waits and then reacts.
And of course, Petrino alluded to it in the press conference. LSU has good players. They're a talented team, but we outplayed them.
Hey, if you look, who looked at a better team? I mean, the quarterback was just like night and day between the two of them.
We look better.
Yeah. Hey, it's part of the season here.
Yeah. We look better.
Yeah,
we look better.
Well, the better team. Yeah, he even said today, Bobby Petrino, and he's frustrated, beyond belief. He holds it together on Mondays, but he says they have like 4 offensive metrics and 4 defensive metrics, and usually if you win those, or if you win the majority of those, you win the game. He said in 4 of their losses, they won the majority of those metrics.
Yeah. It's you're right, Sully. This season is like no other. I mean, it's one thing to get beat by Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
But
to be one play away many times.
Every game.
You look at Ole Miss, you look at Memphis.
You
look at Mississippi State, you look at LSU. Wild.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be the game. And I felt it right off the bat. Again, you felt them on the ropes. The LSU was like, okay, we're out. Make one more score. You up 3 scores, I think it's over with.
Hey, look at those 3 turnovers, though. First drive, you're deep in their territory. You give it to them.
A cheap giveaway.
And then you're up, 14-10, and you
interception.
You give them that.
Or the one?
Yeah, and they get a field goal out of that. And then you're down on the goal line at the end of the half.
That was a killer.
Not only do you throw the interception, they come back and kick a field goal to take the lead.
10-point swing there.
Yeah.
It's just.
And you still have a chance to win.
Yeah. And, by the way, the Oakland Sports line, just to show you, the line, I think, on LSU was 5.
Yeah.
Well, and Texas is 10.5. This
Yeah.
is a team. Listen, Arkansas has lost 8 games in a row, and we're still only 10.
Yeah.
10
When they look at that, resume.
I know. And Arkansas hangs in there.
And what gives you any reason to believe this game will be any different than the rest? That it'll be a close game and we'll lose again?
Yeah, I think it much more difficult to me. Texas has
has a lot to play for.
They have more to play for.
Yeah.
They've got to go out and win. So. Yeah, I think this could be an ugly game. I think this maybe not as bad as Notre Dame, but I think this could be.
Yeah, I saw the LSU coach get a shower on the sideline.
It was a big deal for him.
I wonder if Bobby Petrino's ever going to get his shower.
Yeah, did you see? Frank Wilson was emotional for LSU.
Yeah, he was. He's from New Orleans, and he's been a long-time assistant coach.
Yes, only the second win by a black head coach at LSU, I think, and so. Yeah, and he was excited to go get the boot.
Hey, they really made a beeline to the boot,
did.
which is good for the trophy.
When you have nothing to play for, sure.
Yeah.
Now, what else you playing for? A cheap bowl, a crappy bowl you got to go to?
Yeah, and it's a big trophy, and I thought ESPN played it up, or the SEC Network played it up before the game, and they mentioned they had saw you before the game.
Yeah, to the atmosphere, even with only like 60,000 people. I'm telling you, Sully, we went down with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So as we're walking down, I hear the crowd go, about every 3 seconds. What they're doing, they're showing Tigers in the pros.
Yeah.
And they're showing also, they're not putting like one name at a time. They're showing NFL teams, and it's like 5, 6. I mean, it is crazy. And at the very end, the last ones they do, Jaden Daniels, place goes crazy. And the last one, you know who they get? Bengals. Burrow, what's his name? Receiver.
Blake. Jamar Chase.
Chase. I mean, the place. And I imagine the other players are going, good Lord. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's great promotion.
That's one of the great environments.
Oh, yeah. It's super.
I had my nephew from Massachusetts go to the game. And he said Gillette's nothing like Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they play calling Baton Rouge with Garth Brooks in the fourth quarter. Place goes crazy. It is the best place to go see a game with all the peripheral things with it.
Yeah, that's an easy job to sell.
Yeah.
You got the tradition,
a lot of pressure
on the flip side.
But you got talent everywhere. You got money.
Yeah. Hey, what are you hearing on the coaching search?
I am not hearing anybody that's I think that's going to go, wow, that's the guy.
I keep searching the web for this guy that we can find.
I don't think there is, Sully.
How about a guy that his family's from Oklahoma? He's in his third year as a head coach. His last 2 years, he's won 10 and 8 games at a place that doesn't win very often. He was a Burroughs Award finalist, semifinalist in 2019 as a defensive coach.
Kane Womack?
No, he's been he's currently a head coach. He's won 10 games last year and he's won 8 so far this year. No,
not goalless.
I said I'm thinking way outside the box. Outside the box.
I'm like on who
Navy.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Newberry.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator. He's won 10 in 8 games at Navy. Beat our guy at South Florida.
Yeah, I sure did.
You know, you think about that.
Here's
and
the
he's
question.
from Oklahoma.
Here's the question: do you have to win? Does Hunter Yurachek have to win the press conference?
I think it would help. I think it would help. He's kind of down in the dumps.
If he can't have the money to pay at $8-9 million.
This guy's making $1.8 million at Navy.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't have that, if you're not going to pay somebody that, does that mean you're going to bring in a coordinator and pay big money?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because here's what you do: if you don't do that, you go out and you get Orgeron to be your coordinator.
Yeah.
There
you go.
You get some big names to be, or whoever.
But a guy like that, if you can win at Navy and you talk, well, they don't throw the ball. He had a receiver had 5 catches for 136 yards.
So that's a tough sell, man. It's a tough sell. I don't know.
Well, you're looking for a guy. Last time I threw you.
Listen, we're going to do that. We're going to take Paul Simmons if we're going to go get a good.
Yeah. By the way, I think next year in the Little Rock Touchdown Club, I know you have Arkansas coaches. Let's get Simmons up there.
I tried this year. I tried to get him and Washita together when they were going to play each other.
You know the great thing about him? You can invite him in week 9, and they're going to be 8-1 or 9-0.
I know.
He'd be your safety.
I had tried to work at where I really wanted to, but they're going to win the national championship again.
They got a great shot at it, but we're so close to them that we don't appreciate what he's doing there.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, to take it from a good regional team to a national power.
I bet they run the ball right here. Well, you former Razorbacks think you're so smart, don't you? What? Well, if you are so smart, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Wager on the Oakland Sports app. It's the best in-game wagering available in the state. Maybe use that football brain of yours to bet on this next play. Plus your favorite games. It's that easy. Yes! See? You should have took the bet.
Bet on any game all season long with Oakland Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
And they run that offense that is so hard to guard, and then the later you get in the season is
so much pressure if you're not used to playing. It's a lot of pressure. You have to be really disciplined to do it. Yeah. Listen, we play his clip every few days on the show about David and Goliath.
Yes,
I'm telling you, he fires you up. I love what they're doing there in Searcy. That's great.
Yeah, and. Who do you have touchdown club next week? Mark May?
Mark May, last one. Yeah.
But
Mac Brown was great today. You know what? He's a Hall of Famer, pretty clear. Mark May, I mean, boy, I tell you what, it's 15 weeks, man. It is a lot.
Many will remember Mark May from working with Lou Holtz on ESPN.
A lot of people say it was the best. It was the best television on ESPN. I think it was.
They'd have the judge.
What do they call it? What do they call it? The
gavel
verdict. Final verdict.
Imagine arguing with Holtz, trying to win.
It was must-watch TV. It's almost like Lee Corso. Those two would go at it, and Lou would argue.
Yeah. Bobby Petrino, you think that ship has sailed?
I think it has. I think I could be wrong unless they just don't like who they have. I think they're going to make a move. I think they're going to. I don't know. I don't know how high and how good a relationship Hunter has with Bobby Petrino. It may be fine, but I don't. The problem is this last week. That's the game you think Bobby Petrino's going to win.
I think when he looks back, he's going to wonder.
Yeah, I know.
And the numbers Taylor Green has put up, the numbers he's put up. But I wonder if he's the right guy for that offense. He does most of his damage and unfortunately makes most of his mistakes outside the pocket.
Right.
And you love the 3rd and 24s but then he throws one into triple coverage and
different category. You got a Ryan Mallett type, or do you have?
Who do you have his greatest success with? Outside of Lamar Jackson, he had more success at Louisville with Brian Braum than he did with Lamar Jackson. That's the reality. Jackson had the individual success.
Clint Turner was talking on the Buzz today. Is that what happens when you have the ability to make plays with your feet? You sometimes rely on it too much.
Yeah,
it gets you out of the norm and can be good or bad sometimes. So I think that's probably what happened.
And he's done the same thing with pressure. He continues to go. It's an instinct thing. Just retreat and go to your right. And
I thought too. I didn't like the and listen. He's a great play caller, but did not like 4 plays right up the middle.
Yeah.
There was no creativity. He had dialed up so many cool plays that first quarter.
Yes.
Like, give me something cool and unique. They whipped us up front.
Especially when you have a quarterback like Taylon Green.
Yeah,
you should be unstoppable in short yardage.
Roll out, pass run, whatever. It put so much pressure.
Yeah, he showed on that 2-point conversion how dynamic he can be in just in a short area. I mean, he circled and then it was over.
Yeah, I think that's the game when you don't get in there. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like second red zone that you're right there at the 1 and you can't get anything in there.
Yeah, 4 shots.
Yeah, that's not good. Here's the deal. Back to the point. When Bobby got the job, we thought, okay, Sam's gone.
Yeah.
Can't win the close games. Bobby will.
That's right.
Nope.
Yeah, you'd be more buttoned up.
You could say, well, it's not Bobby's players. Well, hey, Sam, he was coaching them when Sam was there. He's coaching them when Sam's not there.
Yeah.
Can he not make a difference to maybe win a game? And he hadn't been able to. It's just,
It's been the same stuff. I mean, it's just incredible. You think sooner or later the ball would bounce your way.
I'm with you, Sully.
Or you'd get that call. I waited a whole commercial for that ruling on the ball on the out of bounds, whether he was out of bounds or he completed the catch. And you just knew you weren't going to get the call.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, and I didn't feel good about that field goal.
I didn't either. Well, in the kick, it looked like the hole wasn't very good. Hey, listen. Hey, freshman, make the kick. T, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to tell hey, freshman, make this kick. Make the kick. We're not playing around. Make this kick. Let's go.
Bobby had gotten to the point at Texas A&M where he wasn't watching kicks.
Yeah.
And then, I think at Arkansas he's got to the point where he doesn't watch the defense.
Somebody said that the kicker for us,
Strazik,
said he had got mad early in the game where Bobby decided to not kick.
Yes.
He had a physical reaction to it on the sideline. It's like, all right now, you're going to do that. Make the kick when you have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, it's just no one's making a play.
Nobody makes a play.
At the end of a game, no one makes a play. That's kind of been the rule with this team.
It's almost hard to fathom that you could be in that position and you don't get the law of averages.
Yeah.
Like, when are you going to get one of these at work? And listen, Sully, we're looking at 2-10.
Hey, that was a bad LSU offense. They mowed right down the field at the end of the game.
Backup quarterback looks like a Heisman Trophy winner in the second half.
Oh, well, they ran like one series, that long drive. They ran like 4 trick plays. It looked like a high school team.
It was.
If you just get some penetration, you could knock one of those down. I mean, it was like, and every one of them worked,
Completion is like.
Yeah, let's run it against Arkansas, and that's
Listen, I've been doing this with you for 13 years, and it's been the worst era of Razorback football. There was like,
you can go back 25, 30 years.
I know.
40 years. There's never been a year like this.
No.
I mean, but you look from the outside in, and if you're going to take this job, they are so close. I mean, Sarkisian was he didn't have trouble selling them today at the press conference. He said this team's lost 4 road games by a total of 11 points.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it is crazy.
He said they have the most dynamic quarterback athlete in the conference, and they got Bobby Petrino calling plays.
It's something. There's something missing mentally. I think there's an edge where you've got to figure out. You make the play. You figure out what you have to do.
Yeah. And
we just have not. Listen, it wasn't just this year. You go back and look.
Yeah.
We just have seen they've had a habit of that over the years.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you saw some local kids in there. The White Simmons who had the punt block.
You saw Settles played.
Settles,
Crutchfield caught a pass.
Put some other guys in there. Let's go.
When's our receiver from Warren going to play?
Yeah. What happened to him?
I thought he was going to be ready for the end
nothing.
of the year.
0.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he'd be back by now.
But when he has a great look, he is a big kid.
Doesn't he get right now?
No, and that's
what's crazy. We keep paying him, right? We keep paying everybody.
Yeah,
everybody's getting paid.
Yeah.
Listen, I wish I had a job that I could lose 8 games in a row and still get $100,000 for.
Yeah,
and be 19 years old.
But the flip side is the younger guys, if they still want to get paid or want to get out of this situation, this is still resume tape material.
Let me tell you, I don't send that tape to anybody. I hope they don't see it because there's not enough good tape on there. If I'm on that defense, I burn that tape.
Yeah,
Coach, it was a bad year for me. Let me show what I can do this year.
Hey, the longer they go on the coaching search, do you believe it's someone still coaching?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a G5. That's a group of 5, not the Power 4.
You think like a Kane Womack would have been?
Kane Womack got North Texas, and so that's why I'm anxious. It's a roll of the dice, man.
It is.
It's a roll of the dice. In other words, do you, maybe he's doing it because the 100-year check doesn't have the paycheck, doesn't have the bank account to get a.
I don't know.
And if back to the point I say, then if you get a guy like that, you better hire some good assistants.
You know that Navy guy's a defensive coach.
You're all of the Navy guy.
Just trying to find someone outside the box, that could pop. I mean, look at our guy at Indiana. I mean, that is the all-time story for a guy at one at lower levels.
I'm telling you, I don't have any problem, hiring a guy from a D2 school. Not a bit. Because you mentioned Signetti, he was D2. I don't have a problem at all. You don't think Paul Simmons knows how to coach?
Yeah.
You think in lift? I love what he said in the paper today. He said, we train. I don't hear anybody say this anyway. He said, our weightlifting cycles are built around being prepared for playoff season.
Yeah.
They start dang straight there because you play for national. You've won national championship.
They set the bar that high.
You betcha they do. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear a coach say that. We're gonna be physically prepared, and we've got a schedule and a calendar where it works out that way.
Yeah, I don't think they achieve this success without that unique offense, and they play great defense too.
Yeah, which is great. Which is a great strategy.
Run that. Yeah, I mean they found out what could win in the playoffs.
Their starting quarterback, Sully, in 51 games, he is 47-4 the last 4 years. 47-4 in 4 years.
The backup quarterback's money too. I mean, they are just.
And also, we got to give
the running back from Cabot is
more Paul Simmons love. Yeah, he was the one. If you remember, he told us.
Yeah,
he said
quarterback at Ole Miss.
What's that kid's name? He said if that number 2 kid gets the chance to get in there, he said he will not give up the and he was exactly right. Yeah, because you know why? He beat him last year. He beat Harding in the national championship.
Ole Miss paid $1 million for that backup quarterback, and the other guy hasn't seen the field since.
Tell you what, Lane Kiffin. That's why he gets to choose where he wants to go.
Yeah,
he knows how to choose.
And he wasn't afraid to make the move either.
Yeah. What about you? Listen, you've been bragging on the quarterback whisperer at North Texas State. What's the deal?
Yeah,
you've been bragging on him.
I love him. I mean,
what's his name?
He's been around Eric Morris. The toughest sell is the Morris part. And I haven't, that's a guy, I heard that, Trey Biddy was saying they want a defensive coach. And
that's Kane Womack.
Yeah.
He's DC. Now, again, do you roll the dice on a assistant? Did that with Sam Pittman.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but this guy has head coaching experience.
South Alabama. Sort of weird deal. South Alabama 3 years. 1 year he had was pretty good. Last year, not so good. He goes back to being a coordinator at Bama.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Rolls were finalists.
He has aspirations of coaching on a bigger stage. This could be it for him.
His dad was a coach with me.
Yes, that is great. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and he apparently went to Fayetteville High School and played for the Razorbacks. And
if I had to lay money right now, I would throw it at him.
Yeah,
if I had to lay money.
Yeah, and
but again. That's not going to be a hire that wins the press conference, which is fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, I don't know what he's like in front of a microphone.
I've listened to him. He's good. He's good on the mic.
Yeah.
But just look at the paper resume. Like I said, I think he's been a good coach. Had a lot of experience, but
we've watched so much bad defense that it might be good to have a guy whose expertise is on the defensive side of the ball.
Man, we've been bad.
Yeah, it's been really bad. It's been historically bad. And
even they played better this weekend.
Yeah, but then the last 2 games they haven't made any stops at the end of the game.
That's what it is. It's like, please just make a stop. Just make one stop. I could envision. I was ready to tell you I was on the sideline. All the Razorbacks run over there to get that boot.
Yeah,
we're gonna bring it back and we go. We don't have any place to put it in Fayetteville because there's nobody. We don't have a museum, so the governor said we're gonna keep it at the Capitol until y'all get it found a place.
No.
It's only one time in 10 years of winning that game.
Yeah, and the sad thing is I really thought Arkansas was a better team on Saturday.
I think LSU fans would agree. By the way, too, have you heard the rumor? That apparently a lot of talk in the press box
about moving it.
It's going to happen. How about that? Yeah. They're going to get that right. How cool is that?
They're finally recognizing the rivalry.
Yeah, that was, and there's not a better match out there for them.
Yeah. And we've had so many great games with LSU.
Again, hey, that was a good game.
And it was good to see them attack the trophy like they did, because people assume that every
every rivalry means more to Arkansas than the other team.
Right. I think that showed that, again, they had nothing else to play for, so that's what they were playing for.
Yeah. That's the trophy's made for a year like this.
That's right.
Where, there's no trophy for the Texas
30 years.
Yeah.
30 years of doing that. You know what the record is? Did you hear him say?
19-9?
21-9.
21-9.
I think there's a couple of vacancies, I think, that LSU give up, yeah.
21-9.
There was a point.
Crazy.
The Houston Nut years with Petrino was 6 out of 13.
Yeah.
It was like 6 and 7 between the two.
And all those were memorable wins.
Great, that's right.
Had some great wins.
Yeah, that would be a smart thing to get back. And then, and having Texas, is good too. So.
Yeah, it'll be a win Frank Wilson will never forget. I mean, winning that at Tiger Stadium and beating Arkansas and for his first win. Because there's no way he's getting the job.
Did you see? I spent time in Baton Rouge. It's got the tallest state capitol in America, 34
stories.
I know that. I did. Yeah, I saw that. Went up to the top.
Did you see Jack's house?
I did not.
Jack Allen is from Baton Rouge.
Jack drove all night after Friday night touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he shot our shot stuff in the morning. And then he told us that he used to sell programs in that stadium.
Yeah. And he tries to convince me that he doesn't care who wins when Arkansas plays LSU.
Yeah, I met all his family. He's telling me who his LSU heroes were. So I think he's If you grew up in that, I'm telling you, it's a great environment. And I'll tell you this now: if you're looking for a drink, and it's you're tailgating, all you got to do is walk through any tailgating areas. It looks like a full bar at every tent. It's got giant bottles of alcohol. I mean, they don't play around down there.
Yeah, that's a game you want to go to. T is Baton Rouge at night is an experience.
Yeah, where you tailgate all day.
Yeah,
they're crazy,
especially when they have a good team. I mean, it's.
But then we went down to the baseball facility. Holy cow!
Really,
8 national championships.
It's crazy
since 1991.
Yeah.
9 since 1991, 5 of them by Skip Bertman.
Yeah. Think how good Arkansas has been, and we've yet to win one.
You've heard the Justin Moore clip?
No.
He said, I'm not talking about 10 wins. I just want one. I want one win.
Yeah. And, as close as we've been this year in football is like baseball every year in the NCAA tournament.
And I'll tell you, Peter Burns, I've talked with him a couple times this weekend. We're buddies. I brought him in the touchdown club. He said, man, you guys, I feel for your fan base. Between football and baseball, it is noticeable.
Yeah.
It is bad. You guys have been through, it's not some joke.
I think the end of that baseball season, and the one thing Dave Van Horn hangs his hat on is playing great defense, and the defense lets you down at the all-time worst time, Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, you get in there and you think this is going to be the Saturday, and
I thought for sure, and it started that way. Everybody goes, okay.
Yeah, they got to be thinking. The players got to be thinking the same way when they don't get that call.
Can I tell you? This is just an observation.
Or do they even care?
I don't know how I would have been if I'd have found myself in that position, but I watched those guys that come in there in the. Now Washington was a little bit that way this weekend, but
yeah.
I would not be in any. I don't want to talk. I just. It's almost like, and they're trying to find out the best answer. Almost like, there's no answer. We didn't get a job and we lost. It doesn't. It just. I don't sense something, and maybe. For me, I played on a championship, a really good high school team that had expectations.
Yeah, but hey, isn't the fact when you can get used to winning, but you can get used to losing too. And it doesn't mean as much when you've lost 8 in a row. You just lost again.
Do you think maybe that they're lacking the leadership like a Grant Morgan?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
I look at that team. Who is it? Who leads that team? Tell me who the leader is.
Well, I think it's Taylor Green.
No, defense.
Defense.
Who? Name it.
I don't know.
Now, I like Quincy, but Quincy's not the leader on that defense.
I think it's supposed to be the other defensive tackle.
No. Campbell. You hadn't seen Campbell. I like Campbell.
Yeah. I think he was supposed to be the perceived leader heading into the year.
I look at my teams when I played. You got Billy Ray Smith.
Yeah.
You got Cherico. You got Atwater. You got dudes.
Yeah.
I just don't know if we have the dudes.
Yeah. You got Quincy Rhodes.
Yeah, that's
he's the only one that jumps off the page.
Yeah, physically, and he, again, he hasn't played great, but at times,
I just want to know why a defense can be okay, bordering on pretty good most of the game, and then in the last quarter, just
it's mental discipline for 4 quarters. It's 4 quarters.
Yeah,
we just don't seem like.
Well, you think you'd be your most buttoned down in the fourth quarter with assignments and.
I agree. Now again, you're going against good offenses, and so that's a challenge. But we just have. It's been so long.
And how do you not run into a turnover? 2 turnovers they forced all SEC season. 2. I mean, we turned it over 3 times Saturday. I mean, they forced 2 turnovers or got 2 turnovers in all the SEC games. It's crazy.
It's tough.
Yeah, and you got the worst ratio of.
And I don't think we can beat Texas, and I tell you, Missouri.
Texas is another great defensive team.
Yeah, and Missouri is, even with a backup, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they had a guy rush for 300 yards.
He's good. He's a good running back. I tell you what, I don't know how they're doing their transfer portal, but we need to take notes because they
give Drinkwitz healthy credit. I mean, he's had 3 quarterbacks. He's now his 3rd quarterback, and they've still kind of kept the thing on the rails.
Now, here's one for you. What about this?
Yeah.
What about next year when we play for the Battle of the Boot? It's Drinkwitz at LSU. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
I heard his name when I was down there, but he's on that list. Listen, if you look, if what's his face doesn't go to Kiffin, doesn't go to Florida, which I think he will, but watch out for him. There's a lot of people that like him. He's he's doing that at Missouri.
Yeah, that's right.
He's doing that at Missouri.
Yeah.
He's got that swagger, got a little bit of cockiness to him.
Yeah, he let that running back go that went to Ole Miss, Lacey.
Yeah.
And then his guy, Ahmad Hardy.
He has found some good running backs.
Yeah.
And his recruiting has been pretty good.
Yeah, you just don't – I don't view Missouri as a team that should be better than Arkansas in football.
Sully, we have beaten them
one
time. I know.
Yeah.
In how many years? 9?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
it's just hard to
I'm waiting for Bobby to get his Gatorade shower.
I will say this: I like everything Petrino has said.
Yeah, and he
I think he said all the right things.
Hey, and today he was great.
Yeah, I think he really has. I really admire the things that he has said.
They asked him about any pluses of what it's been like the last 7 or 8 weeks, and he said, I've gotten to know the defensive players and forged some relationships that normally I wouldn't have gotten to do, and yeah, he just says all the right things.
Yeah, I've really been impressed with that. His saying if he's communicating that to players, he's done a really
and he's
good
pretty
job.
honest about Talon. He said he made those 2 throws that those were on him, and the pitch was on Washington.
Yeah, what did he say when he's going on?
Oh my God, he was bad. He said we got to play everyone. I mean, that's
that's what he felt.
And then he was so on edge that he went right from Alyssa Lang to
Tamara
Talmadge at
Tara Talmadge.
Yeah, that does.
He's like, I can't hear you.
Speak up. Oh yeah. He was keyed up, and you think I still think it goes back to the Mississippi State game. He thought he got screwed there, and then you got this, and it's like piling on, and he had enough. I mean, that was his greatest fear when he moved to the sideline was. Could he stay away from the officials?
I was watching him towards the end of the first half.
He was all over that official.
He's walking back and forth. You see him, he's just walking back and forth trying to, oh my gosh.
Yeah, think about what it's been like for him. Yeah. I mean, to go home every Saturday.
I know he's got to be disappointed because I really believe he wanted to deliver for the fans. I think he felt, he wasn't able to finish that last time, and I know he wanted.
What I've been amazed though is the loyalty of the Petrino following. I mean, they love that guy.
I think there's a group there that's ready to move on. I watched DJ. DJ's still strong in this corner.
Yes.
And boy, I tell you, people are going, okay, DJ, I know you like me, he's your coach, but we need to maybe move on. I think it's a clear line. It's going to be interesting, Sully. It's going to be. For $100 Yurachek is not not a fan favorite right now either.
Hey, it's a good time to make a move because you're basically losing your entire roster anyway.
Yeah.
You're losing most of your offensive line. You're losing your quarterback. You're losing your tailback. You're losing your receivers. I mean, you don't, and you probably want to lose. You're losing most of your defense. So you're basically replacing the team. So this is probably a good time to move on to a new coach.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, six times in 20 years. I mean, we've done so many of these things. I'm just like,
I don't think the fan base. The only way you could sell an assistant with no head coaching experience was he was Sam Pittman and he had prior experiences with Arkansas.
Or I will say this.
Yeah.
So the Glenn Schumann guy, like at Georgia, if you played at a program that's won national championship, now I don't know if
he is the coordinator, right?
That's right. He's the coordinator. I don't know if he was there for all the championships, but
you could sell the Kirby Smart.
Yeah, that's right. If you're at Alabama and Kane Womack is there, you've got a chance. It's just people aren't going to know who it is. That's okay. I mean so we'll see. And it depends. Can he raise money? Can he,
Be interesting to get a coach who spends most of his money on the defensive line.
I think it's clear though. There's nobody out there that's going to just get everybody excited. They're obviously not interested. They weren't interested in Gruden. They're not interested in Orgeron. They're not interested from a head coaching standpoint. They couldn't get Franklin to pay attention.
It's just forget reading X or Twitter because they're on to guys and it's this guy. And it's this guy there. Yeah. And we've seen those coaching changes. They can change like that.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more of these shows, Baz. 2 more.
How many games did we win last year?
We won 6, I think.
Okay, wow.
We won 7. We won 7 with
the
the bowl game.
And we're at 2 right now.
Yeah. And I think way back, and I was thinking, is there any possibility of 2-10? And I thought, no.
Was Chad Morris when the 2-10?
Yeah.
Was that all? That was all conference losses those 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? And so we've repeated that. And then Bielema, we've had 4 of those, right?
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
4 of those in the last 12 years.
Yeah. One of the best celebrations of the boot was the first Bielema conference win. We shut out LSU on a cold night.
How many games in a row had they lost? Remember?
Yeah, they lost 20?
17.
Wow. See, you think it's bad. It was bad then, too. All right. Appreciate you, Baz.
Yeah, Sully. One of these days, man.
These days. Where does Austin rate as far as your trips?
You know what's funny?
Have you been there?
I don't think I've been there since I played.
Wow.
And I take that back. I went with Jennings Osborne, like Jennings Osborne, for work, but not been football related. And I take that back. I have gone to the stadium and seen it empty, the new one, because we took the Brosworth Trophy.
Yes.
And he went, but I saw it empty, and I haven't been there. It hadn't gone around the town.
Bobby has bad memories of going to Austin.
We talked about that with Mac.
Tyler Wilson was the quarterback.
50-something to.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know it's going to be a close game Saturday.
And then today, the Mac Brown was talking about they could not stop Matt Jones in whatever year that was. Could not stop him. And then we mentioned this.
Yeah,
he was not happy with Houston not doing this, and
he wasn't.
They had a discussion about it.
Did they really?
They did. Houston goes, I got to tell you, he said, I grew up here. The Mac said it's not classy. A classy coach doesn't do that. He said, I grew up here, Mac. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, hopefully Clint Sterner's going to the game. Hopefully he can experience that on Saturday. You and him could get the horns down together.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. Hey, the team's got the potential to do it. That's one thing we know. Just be wild to see them finish a game, see the reaction.
Yeah, I've just almost given up hope, but we'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah, I worry.
Do want to thank Oaklawn Sports, Sully.
Yeah.
For not only sponsoring this, but us going around and doing those Thursday things, and they're doing the game. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, I worry too. They get smacked on Saturday.
I think they will.
I'll
be surprised.
Our offense could struggle, but you never know. That's the.
They could be flat. They could be flat after the game. After it goes.
But this is a big game. They know they got to beat Arkansas and A&M. They got to beat Arkansas impressively and
they got a shot at A&M.
Yeah, think of their losses. Georgia. Who else? Ohio State. Did they play? Yeah.
In the beginning.
Yes, and Florida. Florida, the one kills them. Can't lose to Florida if you're going to want to play in the college football playoff. Same thing with Arkansas. You can't lose to Arkansas. No. Look how close, when you're thinking back of A&M's close calls, South Carolina and Arkansas.
Yeah.
How they didn't lose Saturday. All right.
Yeah, if things could be worse, you could be that state trooper.
Oh, boy. He got kicked out because he was bumped the South Carolina guy.
Cameras are everywhere.
Yes, they
Cameras
are.
everywhere, dude.
All right, we're all done here. I'm worn out.
Me too.
Thanks for tuning in to the Hogs Central podcast. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hogs Central podcast. New episodes drop Tuesday on YouTube or listen on the go. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every major podcast platform.